Hey everyone, I want to do just a quick video update on the housing market in general, and then very specifically the housing market in Columbus, Ohio. If you are one of the many people who've been looking for a new home because you need one, you want something different, obviously you've been incredibly frustrated with the insanity of really low interest rates, lots of government money out there, and now investment bankers buying homes left and right. Um, so everyone, I think, is is tired of it for the most part. There are a few that aren't, and these home prices are ridiculous. They're unaffordable, and we're all just waiting on the air to be left out of the bubble here. So what I'm going to tell you is there's good news. Now, does it mean that the bubble's burst? By no means, but in real estate, there's only one thing that matters, and it's inventory. The more houses there are for sale in a given area, the less expensive they're going to be. Eventually, there's this thing called competition, and the market pricing moves in, and when you can't sell something, you have to ask less for it if you want to sell it. As you do that, someone else does that, and eventually the prices come down. You know the drill. So, what I'm going to do is show you a quick way that you can track, like in your own neighborhood or your own city, your own zip code, how inventory is going. And I'm going to show you how it's going in Columbus. So I'm going to use realtor.com here. I don't know what websites are, would be more complete than others. I kind of feel like this is a better representation. You could look at Zillow, you could look at other websites as well. But I've been tracking realtor.com. So what I've noticed here in the last 2 weeks, we have gotten above 3,000 homes uh, toward the weekend. The last 2 weeks, that's been huge. I have seen it in the not so distant past. I think under 2,000. So now, obviously, I've been tracking this, but you haven't. So let me show you a little trick. Like a lot of these websites, I don't know that I trust or sometimes can find the data that they have for uh, the history. So what I'm going to do is use a little trick here. And we're going to switch tabs. And this is the Wayback Machine, also known as the Internet Archive, which is web.archive.org. And they randomly sample tons and tons and tons of websites out there. Now, you don't always get the pictures, interactive widgets, and then anything that needed something more than just your browser to run. But what's great is you get a snapshot in time. So we are looking here at just 4 months ago. This is April 14th of this year. There were only 2,064 listings on that particular day. So I can kind of play these forward. They basically just have some random snapshots here and there. So let's go to the next one. So April 16th, and there aren't that many of these, I don't believe. We'll get to current pretty quick. There were almost 2,100 homes. And by the way, this isn't the fastest website in the world, so bear with it. It's not my internet connection. Uh, Actually, sometimes you can just load again. Here we go. All right, so here we are toward the end of April. There's about 2,200 homes. All right, so now we're at the end of April. There's 2,144. So there's more snapshots than I remember seeing. But just slowly over time, you'll just see that inventory is just steadily building up. Now, what I had noticed was that uh, we would get this kind of build up on inventory of the weekend, and then we get a huge, sell off, like a net of 2, 3, 400 homes sold. and then we go into Monday on a low side, and then it would uh, kind of repeat the process. And basically, you would load up toward the weekend, and then it would go down by a significant amount and rinse and repeat. So what I'm seeing now is that it'll get to this 3,000 on a Friday night. And actually, this is a Saturday morning here. I'm going to refresh. This will be less than 3,000. Sure. Yes. Okay. So that's 2931. These numbers are fluid. They change all the time because people are constantly listing. Anybody that missed the opportunity to list to get to the weekend will list on the weekend. But anyhow, you can see here now we're in June. We're at 2452. See if we can get it to load another one. Okay, and then in June we're at 2579. And it looks like that's the end of the Wayback Machine. But yeah, you can see we've gone from barely 2,000 to over 3,000 in not that far a period of time. So there is hope. I would say the best advice is probably the advice a lot of people are giving you. If you need a home, obviously you're going to buy one if you can, right? That's just what it is. Having a roof over your head is the number one priority, just about that every single person should have. So if you don't absolutely need a home, I would just let these things rot. Again, so prices, let's go to current here. Prices aren't necessarily coming down. So uh, this home here, you know, yeah, it's got like I guess it's just a garage out back. But, now it says it's 4 bedrooms, but it's 896 square feet for $150,000. Give me a break. Uh, you know, the home that I bought 20 years ago new was 130 some thousand dollars, and it's a 4 bedroom, 3 bathroom. Was a brand new build. Uh, 2,000 square foot was $133,000. Now, of course, that's a $250,000 home right now, which is ridiculous that house that I bought way back then would be that expensive. But you are starting to see occasionally you'll see a deal. You see something like this, there won't be any pictures of the inside of that $58,000 home or this $48,000 home. I assure you. You want a money pit. Those are great. But occasionally, sadly, like this thing here is looking good in this market. Like if you were willing to pay today's prices, this is not that bad. Uh, and it's been photoshopped to hell, which is all over. Nobody. Anytime you see that color blue sky, like that doesn't exist. uh, yeah, I can kind of see it here. Like they didn't. Yeah, yeah. I think that whole thing's a rendering from the looks of it, and even the building. But anyhow, let me show you one other feature that's on Realtor.com that is new, and I thought that was kind of interesting. So under listing status, they have this thing called foreclosures. So now in Columbus, Ohio, there are very few foreclosures. So right now, there's like four. And if you're wondering if like real estate or banker guys make any money, that's a brand new Corvette there. A beautiful brand new Corvette. I would love to own that. So obviously, this was the guy who drove up to take the picture for the bank or whatever. So he's doing just fine, just so you know. But my understanding is foreclosures in other areas are probably worse. I hear in general, which does not surprise me in the least, that Cleveland, let's say, like I hear people nationally bringing up Cleveland in real estate, but no, not on here. At least not in the form of these. Let's see. I'm just curious. So Columbus is a lot bigger than Cleveland. Let's see if I get rid of this foreclosures. What do they have inventory wise? Yeah, so I mean, this kind of makes sense because that's the other thing. The Columbus numbers you see include a huge number of suburbs, and yeah, I guess Cleveland's got suburbs too. But there are entire cities that think they're cities that are really just suburbs of Columbus, just an extension of this giant urban area that we live in. You know, hope this provided some little glimpse of hope for you. And then do the same thing in your own market. You know, take a look, see what's available, and actually kind of just like maybe every Friday, take a look at the number uh, of homes that are available, and hopefully this pattern continues. It certainly will, the way things are looking. You never know. There could be some things done by our government to make sure you can never sell a home again, that you can never get paid to rent a home to someone else ever again. Who knows the way things are going. You know, drop me a like, a comment, and look forward to doing some more videos in the future.